Okay, so niche hunter. Niche hunter is different than product research, but the same. Niche hunter, you're searching for a niche. Product research, you're searching for a product. Niche hunter, you're searching for kind of like the best products in a keyword, or in a variance of keywords. Niche hunter, a lot of people who get Jungle Scout don't spend much time in the niche hunter world. They're just searching for that one product that will get them started, that they can launch, source, and get it to Amazon, their Amazon store, and start selling it right away. Now, if you think big picture, which hopefully a lot of you guys do, is that you think big. The bigger you think, the better you'll be off. Niche hunter is an optimization. It takes attributes that you set up yourself, and then it finds you a niche to sell in that is either low competition, maybe has a great opportunity score, maybe has a great price point, but it gives you a variety of products within the niche. There are other benefits with niche hunter. Niche hunter is also a tool where you can find some of the best keywords. When people launch their products on Amazon, part of optimizing your product is figuring out what keywords are. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's funny. Right?
That is very funny. Hey, I'm busy. Stay out of there. Just messing with my little girl there. Niche hunter is something that we're going to talk about right now. I'm going to go over the different features of niche hunter and how best to use niche hunter to your advantage. We'll talk about what it produces for you and how the listings that it'll give you back, how to take it to the next level and start launching things using niche hunter. Give me a second here. All right, so when I'm optimizing in niche hunter, and I'll use the U.S. market, even though I'm in the Canadian market, I'll use the U.S. market for the best example. You have all the categories that you need to choose from. The best way to use niche hunter is one category at a time. Again, it comes down to time spent. You want to make sure that you maximize the search results and minimize your time. If you engage all the categories, the problem with doing that is when you hit your search button, it's going to bring back probably 500,000 niches to look at, which is way too many. Even if it brings back 50,000, that's way too many. Even if it brings back 5,000, that's way too many. You want to be able to get your feedback down to a manageable number. So that's why I say just one category at a time, and then we'll refine it from there. So let's choose a category that we're going to sell in, something that we enjoy, maybe, it doesn't really matter, something that you relate to, office products. A lot of people obviously work. Maybe they want to look into the office products category, scientific, home improvement, a lot of do-it-yourself people out there, pets, a lot of people love pets. So there's lots to choose from. Let's choose home improvement. Okay, home improvement. So home improvement, we're setting up. Now I'm going to show you how I've set up my attributes. On the product database, they call it filters. You're filtering for one product. In niche hunter, you're filtering for the big picture, which is multiple products within a niche to list. And I encourage you guys that this is definitely a greater way to start your Amazon business, is to start by finding multiple products to sell versus just one. Okay, so the settings that I like to do, and we'll go over each one. Average units sold. I'll just hit the I here. The average units sold for the top 10 products is disregarding outliers. A low number means few products under this keyword sell well. A high number represents a good opportunity for sellers. Okay, so pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You want obviously to sell 400, 500, 1,000, 2,500 units a month. You don't want to be selling 50 or 100 units a month. Although it's not bad. I mean, there's nothing wrong with an extra, at $10 profit, 50 units, $500 a month. There's nothing wrong with that. But we are starting a business here, and we're looking for, most people's goal is $10 times 300 units a month, so $3,000 profit a month. So I've actually set it up for $350, and then I've pretty much put it at the end 1,000 plus. I'd love to see units that show up with 2,000 plus sales. Next one is competition. Competition is calculated based off an in-house algorithm factoring in the number of reviews for the top 10 products under the respected keyword. A high score between 80 and 100 represents a competitive keyword, with most listings having a large number of reviews. Okay, a low score represents a good opportunity for sellers. So what I set this up was for 0 to 50. The products I want to see have less than 50 reviews. If you're looking at products that have 200 and 300 reviews, it's really tough to get to that first page. Sometimes it can take a year, and that's using extra resources like ℕ𝕕𝕚 and using doing it yourself and giving good customer service, because buyers do have questions and will reach out to you, and it's an opportunity for you to reach back out to them. ℕ𝕕𝕚 doesn't do that. ℕ𝕕𝕚 does it a different way, where they send emails after your product's sold. They'll send an email, hey, it's shipped, just so you know. Then 3 days later, they'll send them an email, say, hey, did you get your product yet? And then 7 days later, they'll send them an email, how do you like your product? And inside those, they'll just engage with the customer. It's a great template, and they'll ask the customer for two things: a seller review me and how I am as a customer service provider. And then the very last email, they'll ask for a product review. Review my product. How do you like it? Tell us about whether you hate it or love it. Give us some feedback. 90% of the time, my feedback is positive. I think, per product in the first month, I get about 20 to 30 reviews on my product, and about 10 to 15 reviews on me as a seller. I've only had one person review me as a bad seller or giving me a 3. Everyone else is giving me a 5, because I always respond to customer service inquiries. And on my product, on average of 20 product reviews, I would say probably one, I'll get a 1 star, I'll get a 1 3-star, and the rest will be 5 stars. I think I might have a 4-star on average. So, maybe 17 are 5 stars and 3 are other stars. Those are phenomenal ratings. You can't ask for anything best. And the greatest thing about ℕ𝕕𝕚 is and about product research about ℕ𝕕𝕚 and about reviews is it gives you a chance to feel good about the product you put into the market, to see how it's being a solution in people's lives. So competition, again, you want to find products that are not competitive. It's much easier for you to get to the first page. So I like to put that rating at 0 to 50. If you want to increase it, you can. Greg Mercer, the founder of Jungle Scout, he prefers products under 100 with 100 or less reviews. I personally prefer products with 50 or less reviews. Average price. The average price for the top 10 listings will be shown. So it's going to show you the top 10 listings. You can set the average price. So maybe you don't want to see products that are, $5. Maybe you want to see products that have a certain price point. Maybe you want to see products that are $50 to $100. Personally, I like to set up of $18 to $50. To me, that's a good price point where people don't have to go home and think about it or go offline and think about it. It's more of that impulse buy price point. And impulse buys are good. We've all walked through a Walmart and bought some things, went in with an idea of spending $50, and in that very last second saw something on the shelf and you right at checkout, and we put it in our cart. Costco, I think, is the best for it, where you go in with the intention of buying maybe some produce and maybe a couple other things, but you go in with the intention of spending maybe $30, you leave spending $300. impulse buys. You gotta have it, and that's a gotta have it price point, $20 to $50. So I put it at 18 just so I can see some stuff near the $20 price point. But ultimately, when I look at products to sell, I want to be definitely above $20, $25, let's say, to the $50 price point. Listing quality score. Now, this is an interesting one. Listing quality has to do with, once your product is online, why do people want to buy your product? And it goes in order. The first thing that draws people's attention to your product is the photo. The photo captures their attention. So you have to have a great photo. It can't be good and it can't be average. It's got to be great. It's got to be the greatest photo on Amazon for that product. For you to quickly run up the rankings ladder and be one of the best, you have to have a great photo. You can source people on Fiverr. There are a lot of independent people out there that are Photoshop magicians that can take a simple basic white background photo of your product and make it seem as though it's like the best product in the world, and it's on, you know, it's on celebrities, and it's on cute dogs and on cute babies and whatever the case may be. It's being used by, you know, pro sports teams. It doesn't matter. But they can take that using Photoshop and they can ultimately just make your listing photo without necessarily the action even being authentic. So photo is the number one. The second most important thing is your title, your listing title. You know, they kind of go hand in hand. People see the photo, then they read the title, kind of 1 and 1A, or 1A and 1B. Your title has to have power keywords, and the way I explain it is this. Your listing title is like the Indianapolis 500. After everyone's kind of done the preliminary race, they all have their pole positions. The best, fastest times get the first, second, third, fourth, etc. So your slots are determined by how, if you're number 1 or if you're number 8, if you're the most powerful car or if you're the 8th powerful car. And that's the same way with a listing title. You can have, you know, 8 to 10 to 12 words. You don't necessarily need 12 words in your listing title. You can have some more in that, but you need to ensure that you have the best keywords, powerful keywords in your listing title, going from the most powerful all the way down to the 8th most powerful. And we'll talk about that. Niche Hunter actually has a feature that a lot of people don't know about. So if you're watching this video, know that you're only one of the few people who know about this feature, and can actually, it'll help you to your benefit. So average listing quality, first photo, second your listing. Okay, so listing score. So sorry about that. Photos, then listing title, and then the next thing is your bullet points. Your bullet points are if your photo and your listing title pull the person into clicking your ad, then your bullet points are going to close the deal. And your bullet points have to kind of give your feature and your benefit of your item or what it is you're selling, and it has to attract that person into wanting to buy your product over everybody else's. You have 5 chances or 5 bullets to explain your product in a way that grabs their attention and is the solution to their needs. Okay, and that's an important word, solution. It has to give them reason to buy your product. They're obviously looking for it, but there are going to be other good listings. You have to take the time to read your competitors' listings, and you have to take the time to make sure your bullet draws their attention and is the solution to their needs. Okay, and then the last thing is the price. Don't think that's the first thing, because it's not. If your solutions are great, then the price, they'll pay the extra $2, $3 over somebody's who's more competitive. Now, that's something that, you know, ultimately could be the number one thing. It all depends on what the product is. It all depends on how many people are selling exactly what you're selling. But if yours is slightly different, then price is not going to be the reason. If yours is the exact same as everything else, then price will play a factor. I'll give you an example. The biggest trend right now is fidget spinners. They all do the same thing. It's just a bearing in the middle, spins. But there are fidget spinners that are crap, and there are fidget spinners that are great. There are fidget spinners with amazing bearings. ABAC, I think, is the term. It could be ABAC rating of 7. I don't know. But it could spin for 10 minutes. There are fidget spinners made out of plastic, and then there are fidget spinners that are made out of like brass. There are fidget spinners that look like cogs that sell for $50, and then there are fidget spinners that look like they're made out of tin that sell for $3.99. The fidget spinners that sell for $50 because they have their market. They have people who specifically want those. They also have a strong following from people on YouTube who promote the heck out of them because they're trying to gain presence on their channel. So they review all these different fidget spinners, and they love certain ones, and some they don't. So price is important, but I would rank it 4th. Okay, so those are the main things. Again, average listing quality score for the top 10 listings is what they're going to show on here, and that's what you're trying to set up. Each listing is graded for the quality off an in-house algorithm factoring in the title, keywords, photos, bullet points, and the description to determine the overall quality of the product listing. So that's the main points that you're creating when you're creating a listing. You're finding keywords, you're putting all that search terms in there. You are putting in relevant search terms. You're not using irrelevant search terms. That's going to dive your listing quality score. Overall quality, your description is going to play a huge factor. A high score, 80 to 100, would be the best listing and therefore represent the niche whose listing would be difficult for a seller to compete with. A low score, under 40, would represent a niche with poor quality listing and therefore a good opportunity for sellers to sell against. Okay, so when we're setting that up, I put it in from 0 to 100. Reason being is I just kind of want to see everyone's, whether you're poor or you're good. You could set this down so you only want to see the poor ones, but I want to also see the good ones because I definitely want a little higher listing feedback at the end. Opportunity score is another critical one. This is the aggregate score factoring in the demand, competition, and listing quality scores. So if it has high demand, low competition, and your listing quality is great, your aggregate score is going to be like an A+ situation. Okay, so the opportunity to sell this product ultimately is how I sort. I want to know what the best opportunity is available for me right now, and we'll get into this in a second here. A higher score here means it's a better opportunity for sellers. Okay, so if you see a 90% or 100% opportunity, it's like getting an A+ opportunity here. It'd be like getting a chance to start a McDonald's for in a market where there's a huge amount of customers and there's no competition anywhere. Whether it be a McDonald's or it would be a Costco or it be whatever. Just think of big business in a low competition area. A low score represents a keyword that may have low demand, high competition, high quality listing, or a combination of all of these. Okay. Word count. Word count, the number of individual words in the keyword. Okay. So this is where when you're searching for product, you ask yourself, when I'm searching for something on Amazon that I want to buy, whether it be like, I don't know, a balloon pump to fill up a ball, or maybe a medicine ball to exercise with, or maybe skipping ropes to do exercise with, or whatever the case may be, how many keywords do you generally type into the search bar? Filtering this information is important, and I'm going to show you a split. This is how we're going to refine our search totals by using the word count. We're going to start with 4, but often you don't see many people typing in 4 things into the search thing. It's usually maybe 1, 2, or 3 words. 4 is generally a little too many words for to type in there. 1 or 2 are good for sellers targeting primary keywords. Okay, 3 or 4 would be secondary keywords would be included, like brands and that sort of thing. And that goes back to the whole pole position. When you're creating a keyword, You know, if you're doing fidget spinners, you're going to go fidget spinner, and then maybe you'll go by the brand, you know, Golden Spin, fidget spinners by Golden Spin, and then you'll add in a few more powerful keywords that are specific to that product, and so forth and so on. And then last but not least is additional options, just extra filter notes. If you want to put in a specific niche, you can. I don't bother because I want to see all the options. I don't just want to go into one, but some people might. Definitely up your results per page to 200, and then let's hit the search button.